something cool that happened in our career early mid '90s with Cypress Hill, and I think we were playing somewhere like in Massachusetts, Boston area, and Steven Tyler showed up. So, we played at Lollapalooza in 1993, and Billy Gibbons was in the audience. He wanted to see what Cypress Hill is, and sure enough, he was out there watching us. That was kind of cool shit, and I don't have anything X-rated to report at this point, but but that's some of the cool things that touring with Nirvana in the '90s was also very special. Having a chance to shake hands with Kurt every now and then, and then one moment that I'll never forget was, what was that? Metallica, Cypress, Biohazard, Monster Magnet, Fear Factory. What was that tour called?
Yeah, it's a Bizarre Festival.
Yeah, the tour.
You guys played one show, but that was a tour.
Yeah, that was like the first all-out metal tour that Cypress Hill was on, and we were the only hip-hop band on it. And when I say, metal, I mean like metal. Like, these guys are fucking metal, you know what I mean? And we were able to perform and get the respect of all these guys, including Metallica's respect and everything. And that was a big moment for Cypress and myself as well,
I remember one funny thing. Fear Factory was opening up for Metallica in Holland somewhere, big festival, and we played right before Metallica. And when you start the set, everybody has their thing. The music comes on. We're all in our zone. I'm on stage, looking down at the floor, waiting for the song we start the song, and then my mom came to the show. So I'm like thinking oh, where's my mom at? So I look over to see where my mom is, and my mom is on the side of the stage, sitting next to James Hetfield, talking his ear off. And I'm looking over and I'm like, oh no. He's never gonna watch us ever again. And after the show I walk up, I'm like, I'm so sorry about my mom. He's like, it's all good. I'm like, what was she talking about you? She was like, the whole time. He's like, she was talking about how, back in the day, he was listening to Metallica all day long and play all your songs. And I'm like, oh God, Mom, it's embarrassing. She would not shut up.
While we're on we'll tell you the Metallica stories. So on that subject, we did on that same tour. I think it was the same tour. Biohazard was the first band. From what we heard, Metallica never invited other bands on stage to do a guest appearance or whatever. So they invited us on stage, and one of our crew guys told us, "Yo, they never do that. Don't fuck it up." And I'm like, "Fuck." So we're getting on stage, we sing Creeping Death, and we're on stage singing with them, and fucking somebody in the band came in early on the chorus, and James looks at me, and I'm like, it's fucking Evan. I'm like, he was a huge fucking fan of Metallica. He fucked up the song. So that was our Metallica fuck-up story.
I had to take a shit one time in the middle of the stage. No, in the middle of a set, I had to take a shit. I was opening up for Pantera. And it was, where was it? It was in Italy. It's a big arena, and I had diarrhea. And so I ran off the stage, and I didn't find a restroom, but I found a corner, and the gear afterwards was pretty brown. Came back out and finished the set. That was my funny tour story. They made a big joke out of it.
That's a shitty story.
They made a big joke out of it. The guys really, the whole crew made a big deal about it. It was like talk of.
We're gonna keep it PG. All of our friends that know us know that this is far from the fucking craziest thing. Well, we have thrown a car in a river. That's on our DVD.
That's probably the craziest thing. You can look it up on YouTube. We threw a car in a river. If you look up the Pop the World documentary, there's very clear footage of us pushing a car in a river after a show. We thought we'd get in a lot of trouble from that, but it's like nearly 10 years ago now, and no one's come knocking on our door looking for their car. So if you want to look that up on YouTube...
That is the craziest. That's way crazier than the plane.
Okay, so we finished a show in the UK, and we were very anxious to get out of the venue. At the time, it was a tour with us, our boys in the Amity Affliction, Endwell. Who else was on that tour?
Tough.
And our boy Louis Knox. And yeah, we're all piled into two vans, and there was a little hatchback blocking the only entrance. And one side was a building and one side was a river, and we were just, we got a little too impatient. We broke into the car, took the handbrake off, and just pushed it straight into the river so we could get to our next destination. And you can look up the footage. It's pretty entertaining.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
It was pretty fun.
That actually is the craziest story. You want to hear the karaoke story? It's not crazy in comparison at all, but this is maybe like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago now.
No, it was like
2 months ago. We were in Canada writing our new record, and Architects played, and we went to a bar after, and we all did karaoke. No, well, what happened was there was a woman playing music, and then I decided to get behind her and start playing drums.
It wasn't a karaoke night at all.
Yeah, it was no karaoke. Yeah, she was doing like an open mic night. Then I got on the tin can, like a trash can upside down, some brushes. We were going ham. Then I took a guitar, and then she just got off the stage, and it's us, members of us, and While She Sleeps, and Architects that were all playing songs.
Were you playing like Death Cab for Cutie and shit?
Yeah, it just went ham, and then that dude was like, thought I was making fun of the woman or taking advantage of her. Not like that, but like, using her equipment against her will.
Even though kindness.
Yeah, and she, even though she had let me know, we were just having fun. So I told him to go fuck himself, and I was gonna beat his ass. I said it on the microphone. I felt bad about it after, because I shouldn't talk to older men like that, But what are you gonna do?
But we did push a car in the river too.
And for years we went crazy with a lot of shit. But now we're very tame.
Crazy things where like the German police ride up by us with a sign that says pull over, and then they search our whole van and only find one joint, but they make us stand in the cold, in the freezing cold for 2 hours while they search the whole fucking RV. That's not very fun. I mean, there's so many crazy things, like this guy out here tells me that his girlfriend wants to have sex with me. That's crazy. I let him know I have a very beautiful wife as well. When you're in a band, you just hear the most ridiculous shit all the time.
Funny RYKER'S band stories part 1. As I'm trying not to offend many people I've been on tour with, it would be a good idea to talk about myself. We've been on a festival in Spain some years ago. So our former guitar player Groby and we tried to get ourselves drunk, and waving around with our backstage passes and trying to get as much drinks as we can get, but we were denied by many people. And at some kind of bar on the festival, we were asked by the bar girl, who asked us, "Are you the guys from Megadeth?" And of course we said, "Yes, we are, so give us some drinks." And it was some kind of Jägermeister energy stuff. So we got drunk heavily. Let's not say I passed out, but I fell asleep, and we're trying to get away from this festival. And it was raining heavily, and there was some kind of VIP tent at this bus station, and everyone of us was getting in there, and the security of this headlining VIP tent, he was freaking out because he didn't want us to stay there. And finally he said, "Okay, please do me one favor and don't touch anything." And this moment, I didn't recognize it. I woke up in this moment, and I was getting there. Oh, there's a nice food lying down there. I'm gonna make myself a sandwich. And I went there preparing myself a sandwich and eating it. By the way, it was a fantastic sandwich. And in the background, I didn't notice that Kitty, our former singer, and Chris were having a massive fight with the security, who was completely freaking out and blaming them for, breaking the fucking law. So it was some kind of let's say loyalty. For me, it was a bit hardcore also, and beautiful sandwich. That's it. Thank you.
All right, so we have one actually, and it happened 3 or 4 days ago. So you are the first people to know that we were driving to go to our tour to Bratislava, I think, and we stopped at 80 kilometers before Bratislava at the gas station to go to pee, to do gas and Wi-Fi and stuff like that, all right? So what happened is usually, my boys in the band, they take turns and they drive different days, different ones, So that day, our guitar player, Vidik, was driving. He sits in the car, he turns and he's like, is everybody in the car? And we were like, yeah, feels like that, everybody's in the car. But so that a few people in the car can sleep. We have like a sleeping place. We drive and we have actually two brothers. We have two brothers in a band. So the other guitar player, at one point he decided to go to sleep as well. And he goes there and he's like, guys, where's my brother? And it was like 40 kilometers away or some shit from that gas station. And we actually forgot him there. So we called him. We were lucky enough that he took his phone with him. We called him and he sent us a picture like this. It was very funny. We had to come back and pick him up. It's good that we were not very far. If his brother wouldn't want to sleep, we will probably discover that our bass player is missing at the venue. So it's sad. I'm sorry, Vova. But it's super funny.